What is up? Welcome to another video of
Road work ahead? Yeah, I sure hope it does.
So the BSAA has changed a lot. It is first seen in Resident Evil 5, where they send Chris and Sheva to deal with Irvine, and after getting attacked by people with the G-Virus, they tell them to keep going, and Sheva says,
"The locals were hostile and we had to use force. We don't have any contingency plans for this situation, do we, Kirk?"
Roger on the locals, but your orders still stand.
What does that mean? Was HQ expecting this?
So there's a hint that the BSAA was never truly good. Then in Resident Evil 6, there aren't any other big hints, but then in Resident Evil 7, they come in to help Ethan Winters, and they cover it up for reasons that were not made clear. But then in Resident Evil 8, we get this cutscene.
Your funeral.
And wait, rewind. Heisenberg has a sign that says BSAA enter here. When they were meant to kill bioweapons, so it makes sense they'd be there. But that doesn't explain why Heisenberg would be the one telling them. So let's get into it. So as we know, the BSAA was first in Resident Evil 5, where we don't know that much about the leader. But what if it was Heisenberg the whole time? Now you might ask why, but we found out that Heisenberg has been trying to kill Mother Miranda, and in past theories, I talked about how all the viruses are the same, so go back and watch that one. But, so we have the why he wanted to look for a weakness, but now how and proof. So in Resident Evil 7, we find out Resident Evil 2 was 7 years ago, Resident Evil 4 is 6 years later, and Resident Evil 5 is 5 years after Resident Evil 4. So the timeline's all up. Okay, so Resident Evil 5 is in 2009 chronologically, and Resident Evil 8 in 2021. Okay, so now we just need to know if the timeline kind of lines up. But with no clear answer, we still need to know how he could be the leader of the BSAA. Now, there's no proof to Resident Evil 7. So go back to the BSAA, who covered up Resident Evil 7, and we know that Heisenberg would benefit if Mother Miranda would not look into it. Now, we never find out what happened to the BSAA after Resident Evil 8, right after Heisenberg died. So there we have it. Heisenberg died, the BSAA disappeared, they covered up Resident Evil 7, and they were also never truly good. And now, time for the shortest theory I've ever had. And that is the BSAA theory. Peace out.